From serial killers to stalkers of celebrities like Madonna and Steven Spielberg, Dr. Kris Mohandie knows bad guys.
Subject is on track.
Before his involvement with the OJ case, he started his work with the LAPD, focused on hostage negotiation. He was even on the ground during the North Hollywood shootout and the LA riots. He's gone on to host several successful true crime series, including Breaking Homicide and Most Evil.
In my experience, it's usually best to hear it directly from the person who knows the most.
His book covers some of the craziest stories from his career and breaks down what he says makes killers tick. We're joined right now by Dr. Kris Mohandie on the set. We got to start with OJ. Take us back to that night. He pulls over into his driveway. You're part of the phone conversation. What didn't we see that happened?
What you didn't see or hear about was what his concerns were. What he was worried about was not that two innocent people had been murdered, but his reputation. And so the negotiators, his job was to convince him that people still cared, which wasn't difficult given that there were hundreds of people at the base of the street cheering and chanting for him, all the signs he saw on his journey. So we used those things as part of the strategy to say, wait a minute, people still think you're, the top guy. They still look up to you. There's hope for you, because the hopelessness stemmed not from the loss of two people, but for himself.
So you had to play into his ego.
Totally play into the ego.
You've also dealt with some hostage situations, which means maybe some life or death situations, right?
This is an example of a crisis negotiation incident, the OJ incident, but there are hostage incidents too where somebody is being threatened. I've done a lot of those different cases where there's one at the USC hospital where a disgruntled patient went and killed or shot several people, was threatening to kill people. There is one that's featured in the book, A Good Day to Die, where a man took his own child hostage. There have been these cases through the years where it's always life and death, whether it's a jumper threatening to jump off of a building, convinced that there's no hope. The job of negotiation team is to talk that person hopefully into peacefully surrendering. And unfortunately, in certain cases, that's not possible. And then the job is to help extract the innocent parties. Yeah. So that, that person doesn't do any more harm than they've already done.
You've interviewed several serial killers. Is there one common characteristic?
Among most of them, it's psychopathy and narcissism. They don't care about your well-being. They have little or no empathy, but they've got charm and they've got a lot of bravado, and they're quite capable of being the ultimate salesperson, convincing you that they care when they really don't. It's all about them.
You've worked on a ton of cases. Is there one that still sticks with you today that you wish had gone maybe a different way?
I wish any case where there's loss of life went differently. And in my book, I talk about A Good Day to Die, where the man took his own daughter hostage. And in the end, the police had to end his life. And fortunately, the innocent person, his daughter, was saved. Obviously, we don't want to see loss of life anytime, but that was the lesser of two evils.
Do you ever worry about your own safety?
I've been threatened a couple times through the course of my work. I've had people track me down, and I've had a SWAT team living with me for a week on one occasion when I was threatened by an unstable individual. It comes with the territory. But you
know that book is going to be good. You know it's going to be good.
Nice to meet you, Dr.
Nice to meet
Mohandie.
you, too.
Thanks for coming in. Fascinating stuff.